1, 2, 3, go. Episode 2, starting now.
Dallas, Texas. City of Hate. Dallas Cowboys. Who Shot JR? Still. Wealthy, white, conservative. Cowboy hats and southern twangs. Lots of money, but not a lot of intelligence, maybe? But I live here, and I've lived here a long time. Dallas is eclectic. Hides its coolest shit in the margins. I'm just gonna show you. My name is Betsy Lewis. I am a cultural carnivore. Welcome to my Dallas.
Some students who may not have connection with chemistry may find connection with me through the arts. My name is Rahmat Tjachyadi, and I am a high school science teacher. When I graduated college, and again, I was here on a student visa. I would like to stay in this country, so and I was working in the corporate America, sponsored, in a banking business. It was not for me. I lost their job. They knew that I was not a fit. They let me go. So I was floundering. I was like, I have this degree in chemical engineering. What can I do? I was floundering, and it's like, as a gay man, I told myself that I would not go home to Indonesia. I have tasted the experience of being out. I'm not going back to the closet. And the only way I can stay out of the closet is by staying over here by any means necessary. Well, legal, right? And somebody told me, well, there's a need for teachers, science teachers. So I became a teacher, not because I wanted to teach. I became a teacher so I can stay in this country. And becoming a teacher was out of necessity. With all the negative things that's coming to my ear, being teacher is poor, unappreciated, a difficult job, it was draining. But I have no option to just leave. So I have to get better. And it was a tough job to get better, but I stick to it. And it took a toll, and I turned into substances because I was very unhappy with my life. And I reached my bottom in the middle of my teaching, but through getting sober, and looking at things at a different perspective, I can appreciate the life that I have right now. So now I do have a green card. I actually have a choice to leave teaching, but I'm still teaching. This is a choice that I make to keep on teaching. And when what is being talked about in media gets into my head that I should get paid more, yada, 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 I have to look at and be introspective. Can I see all the shows that I want to whenever I want to see it? Yes. Can I see some shows multiple times? Yes. I probably should save some money, but I digress. But everything that I need is provided. And that change of perspective made teaching sustainable. And, and I get to do the things that I love in Dallas.
Hola, bienvenidos y bendiciones. Aquí estamos en Oak Cliff, allá por la Edgefield y la Carnicería. Nos queremos invitar a Gloria Benavides directing Quinceañera. En esta 15 vamos a tener música de la banda Las Marimachas de Jonathan Norton y también música de la banda de Daniel Yorio y Los Ilegales. También vamos a tener cockfights, entonces si gustan jugar y poner puestas, pueden hacer eso. Y va a haber 2 ganadores, y los que ganan 2 tickets a AMC Theater, allá por Mesquite, ¿cuáles malls? Por Valley View Mall. Entonces, cuídense, nos vemos ahí, y primeramente Dios.
So this particular night, I fell and went down. I think I popped a balloon. And this woman was in the front row, a little hammered. You know, it happens. It's Saturday night, whatever. She was really concerned that my legs were kind of splayed in a weird way because I'm supposed to be dead, right? I think she was concerned that people could see up my dress and see my Spanx. Look out, you know. Obviously, I don't care, and I'm dead, right? And there's a whole scene still happening. Very concerned. So she starts kicking the balloons to try to cover my crotch, but instead they're hitting me, you know. It's like, you know, and I'm just like, what the fuck is happening? That's all I could think was like, what is happening? Are there still balloons falling? Because you can't open your eyes and be like, please stop. And then she gets up, and I want to say she pulls on my skirt, and I was just like, holy mother of God. Like, and we're like, we literally are like 3 minutes from the end of the play, like curtain call time. She's done that. She keeps kicking balloons up my skirt. I was just like, holy God. And like Max and Leah were finishing, like doing the last scene of the play. And I know that they were just like laser, like just get to the end. Just get to the end of the play. Let's stay in the clutch and go to the end. Meanwhile, it's like, bloop, 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 bloop. And I was just like, oh, wow.
We were doing the Scottish play, and there was a piece where Drew Wall cuts my neck. He strangles me. This is during performance. He strangles me, and he pulls my head back and goes on. Well, I had this fake ponytail on. He strangles me, and the ponytail goes whoop, and it was supposed to be a very because he's killing me. But
in my high heels. And I just full tilt without even fully confidently walking, like, here's the exit. It's pitch black, but I know where I'm going. I've counted my steps and just right into the Datsun's bumper, metal bumper. And I just screamed I screamed, fuck!
This perfect vantage at this asshole with a pompadour who's filming the fucking show. And my heart starts to race. And I'm like, fuck. And I start thinking through all the things. Now, the door to this space is house left. This asshole is like far house right. And our house manager was in a walking boot because of an injury. So I'm picturing in my head Jen like, ka-clump, you know, having to traipse through the whole audience to confront this guy. Because there was like a tunnel underneath the seating, but I was like, no, we don't need. So I start texting with Claire, Carson, who works in the office with Tina. I text Claire, I text Jen. I'm like, hey, there's an asshole filming the show. I think the best thing to do is for me to sneak out of the booth behind the audience and just go confront him. I was like, I'm terrified, wish me well, right? I don't like confrontation, especially in the middle of a live show. Like, actors are on stage, shit's happening, audience is there. So I screw my courage to the sticking place, take a big girl breath, and I creep out of the booth, as described, walk behind the audience, and I go over to this man, and I kneel down, and I was like, hi, is your phone on? Are you filming the show? Because I need you to stop, please. That's a violation of copyright law. He's like, I was like, yes, please stop filming the show. Thank you. Enjoy the rest of the show. Heart racing, I creep back to the booth, silently, in the night. And as I'm sitting down and taking a big deep breath, I see he's coming after me.
You know, I am as American as apple pie. And it took me until about 10 years ago. And I have to tell you that I learned so much from my genderqueer students who are coming in with jewelry. I started wearing more feminine things because I do really enjoy feminine things. And I am, my Instagram is Flaming Mr. T because I'm not that Mr. T, I'm the flaming one. And, I own up Rahmad. Rahmad means grace of God. Tjachyadi means light. And it took me 45 years to learn to love my name, to learn to love all my names and embrace it, and to be authentic of myself, to be the authentic self of me, of Rahmat. So, pandemic happened, and I went to shopping, and I basically commissioned this, so I'm going to reveal this for everybody. So I wore this. And I thought this would be a great place for me to show that. Thank you.
Hello, good morning, y blessings. We are here in Oak Cliff, or Edgefield, y Meat Market. We want to invite you to Gloria Benavides directing Quinceañera. We will have music by the Dykes of Jonathan Norton, y Daniel Giorgio, and the Illegals. También we are going to have cockfights, and there's going to be 2 winners. 2 free tickets to AMC Theaters in Valley View Mall by Mesquite. Entonces, so take care of yourselves and God first.
So that was my first time throwing my back out. That was fun. So I was on some Motrin or something, and it was like a matinee, and I could barely move, but we still had to do this fight choreography with knives. And so Tim, we had a fight before I picked him up with the knives. And so there was supposed to be, he swings and I duck and it goes across, and then he does another one and I duck again, and then there's one more where I'm duck and he swings the knife, and then I stab him, right? Well, I'm on the Motrin and I'm kind of not quite all there, so I did 2, and then 2, and then I just started going for him, and his knife was coming, right at my eyeballs, big pointy knife. And he was kind of going, like on guard or something, and so he literally, here's my head, and he was like, ah!
On this particular evening, Barry Nash, thanks you guys, enjoy the show, people are clapping. I go to hit the magic button, but blackout slaps you in the face. And I'm like, oh, fuck. Heart's racing, and I'm like, all right, deep breaths. Just get the show started. You can figure this out. One more silver dollar. I hit the button, no lights come on. Now, the laptop was a little tricky, and I was like, maybe I didn't quite, it didn't catch. Sometimes buttons get loose and that contact doesn't. I hit it again, which was actually the next cue, which cuts the music out. So now audience, actors, and myself are sitting in complete, silent, pitch black darkness, not a speck of light. And I'm like, this is fucked.
And I roll, and then I feel sting, sting, sting. And I'm wearing a slip with no bra, just for the record, because that's the play. So it hit crawling up my slip. It stung me 3 times on the stomach. Luckily, I wasn't allergic. And I turn and have to deliver this monologue. Well, needless to say, it was very intense. But I was just like, I must focus on this. And it just continued after that, because I was like, he surely has to be dead, right? Because I've rolled on him, he crawled at my thing. No. Like, then I have to crawl at his thing and do, like, it's kind of, Tim had staged it kind of Buteau style, so it was a lot of very still poses. And I'm reading this letter in this silhouetted light. I feel it crawl up my bare back, and meanwhile I'm like this, crawl on my face, like it's crawling all over me. And I'm just like, I'm so focused on talking about this letter. And the girl who comes on stage, because she's coming to rent my apartment or wherever she's supposed to find me, and I'm supposed to be like, oh, my husband just beat me up, and it's crazy looking. Her look was like, because the wasp is like crawling on me, and I'm just continuing, and it's like, yes.
And that's Kitchen Dog Theater.
For this web series, I want the wires to show. I want the images to be fuzzy. I blur them intentionally in editing. I want you to be reminded that mediation is a mindfuck, and there's always someone making decisions about what you see. We shape our tools, and thereafter our tools shape us. Marshall McLuhan.
The irony of this is that there were theater people in the audience the night that the light fell, but because the play was called Collapse, they thought it was meant to happen.